Air has been proudly serving East Tennessee for over 60 years. We use only the best equipment like American Standard heating and air conditioning for your residential, new construction, or commercial needs. City Heat and Air.
Air to
Let me clear my throat here after I drink a cup of coffee or a sip of coffee right before the show even started. And clearly, I am not up and ready to go here this morning. I thought I was. I had all this time in the world. I was sitting here checking in on the dogs. I still have the camel up here. Boy, the set is just a disaster. Anyway, City Heat and Air is the sponsorship for this morning's Wake Up with Witcher. I do want to start you off first things first, though, this morning with a live look at the radar, because we do have showers and thunderstorms already starting to fire up around the area. So that's what that looks like on the radar picture. Let me get a couple other things fixed here. And so there we go. All right. So we do have the rain already starting to show up around the area. So we'll take you into upper East Tennessee, where we do have some heavier downpours now showing up across parts of Newport, Cott County, stretching down, which is not good news. Obviously, we had the flood yesterday that shut down the interstate. So not good news, or at least a mudslide. Scary situation for folks joining us from Cott County, right? And of course, the interstates is a mess as well. All right, so from Tremont and the National Park all the way through Pittman Center, Crockett'sville, up towards the Newport, Parrottsville, Candy Branch. We've got some pretty good showers. And a few thunderstorms showing up right now. Don't have any lightning strikes showing up in this vantage point. But Geraldstown to Rogersville, Burgoynesville moving its way towards the Tri-Cities area. So, again, showers this morning back off to our moving their way on through. But notice back to our west, we have some more showers and thunderstorms that are going to fire back up. And that will be the situation throughout the day today. We basically have 2, maybe even 3 rounds of rain on the way today, by the way, where we have the morning rain showers that are moving through the mountain counties in upper East Tennessee right now. We have another frontal boundary on the way, and that could spark off maybe a couple of rounds of showers and storms throughout the day today. All right, yesterday, I always like to keep you in check. Yesterday, we topped out at 87 degrees. I was forecasting on Wednesday 86 degrees, so not too terribly bad, I suppose. The sun comes up at 6:20, and it sets now at 8:55. So pretty good stuff right there, right? Let's get out the umbrellas. You need the umbrellas. By the way, East Tennessee Weather has some umbrellas for sale, and they're really big and sturdy, and I can meet you to hand them off to you. You can find a link on the website, easttnweather.com. All right, so here's the cluster of thunderstorms back off to our west. We've had some severe weather just outside of Memphis. But notice how it's diving further to the south, a little bit closer to, it's going to be moving its way into northern Alabama, northern Mississippi. But all this energy is still swinging or pendulating into our area. So while I think some of the strongest storms may be to our south, at least this morning, we do have some strong to severe thunderstorms that will continue to ramp back up and be along the mid-Atlantic. So if you have travel plans maybe into the nation's capital here today, got a level 3 risk for severe storms up there. And if you are going to be traveling up there, make sure you check out Nor'easter Nick, gentleman up there in Jersey that covers Philly, Jersey, that does exactly what I'm doing as well. All right, here we go. Moving right along a little bit closer to home. Where's that level 1, level 2 risk for severe storms for the day today? There we go. Cut the grass yesterday. So rain. And yeah, we are looking at some pretty good showers, Brian, to move on in. There's that level 1 and 2 risk by the Storm Prediction Center. Here's what's going on in the radar recap over the last 3 hours. You can see how we're already sparking off showers and thunderstorms this morning. So that's going to make for, some tough outdoor jobs here this morning. But more storms back off to our west. So let's walk you through the future cast, picking up our timeline here at the 7 o'clock hour. And again, here comes the storms this morning. So this would be basically round number 2, because round number 1 is going through the mountain counties right now. So round number 2 comes through later on this morning through the lunchtime hour. Cold front comes through as we get into the afternoon, and it may spark off a few afternoon or evening thunderstorms if we can get the atmosphere to recover from the morning rain showers that we're going to see this morning. If we get enough sunshine, we'll heat up the atmosphere, we'll destabilize it, we'll get some energy, and we'll probably spark off a few evening thunderstorms. If we don't recover the atmosphere, depending on how the morning rain really plays out, then we probably don't see a whole lot later on this evening. So definitely something to change, and you want to check back in with your noon weather update, and again, your 6 p.m. weather update, and of course, check in with the interactive radar. Forecast rainfall totals, again, not an all-day washout by any stretch for any single person or community, but Some of you may get some good solid downpours, which could lead to half an inch, 3/4 inch of rainfall. So if you've seen a lot of rain over the last, say, 5 to 7 days, and you get more rain today, throughout the day today, maybe even several rounds of rain, the flood potential will definitely be on the increase. All right, morning temperatures, we're in the 60s and the 70s, just like yesterday. The wind's going to be with us as well. There we go. Windy this morning in Sweetwater. It is windy. The wind's going to be cranking with us, Dwayne, all the way through the day today. Cold front comes on through. Winds will shift from the southwest to the northwest, and that's going to usher in some slightly drier air as we get into, well, our Friday and Saturday. So forecast temperatures today will be in the low to mid 80s, so not nearly as warm. We'll shave off a couple of degrees due to the fact that we have better chance for rain, due to the fact that we'll have more cloud coverage, and due to the fact that we've got this trough swinging on through. So when you look at your heat index values today, nada, right? So we're not really dealing with a heat index value per se today. And now remember, the cold front comes through, air dries out, so tomorrow we're not going to be dealing with a heat index value. But then dew points start to come on up Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, back into the upper 60s to low to mid 70s. So high humidity, high temperatures are going to lead to heat index values over 100 degrees, likely Sunday through Wednesday. And the National Weather Service talking about it this morning, the fact that we could see heat advisories, our first heat advisories of the season, which of course is 105 degrees, which I have there on the map itself. So taking a look at those temperatures, we know the heat index value is going to be pushing well over 100 degrees. Air temperatures, if you work outside, is going to be in the low to mid, maybe even pockets of upper 90s as we get into the latter part of next week. So this heat wave, this dome of high pressure, is going to stick with us all the way through the end of the month and may relax a little bit as we start July, but not necessarily the case, just an idea. So it is definitely going to be on the hot side. Rainfall amounts, probably fairly average precipitation. I don't need to look at that. All right, so we'll move right along. That's, by the way, those were all the tornadoes we've seen so far since January 1st of this year. I take that back. That was last year. Might as well just show you what this year's looked like. That's this year. A lot more tornado warnings out there for sure. And we have a lonely little storm that's fired up in Madisonville here this morning. So I want to take you back outside and show you that camera at KMNV Monroe County, because you can see that little cell firing up right there, center of the screen. And then when you look at the radar, let me get the radar on here. When you look at the radar, and again, that radar is all messed up. We'll get the right one here. When you look at the radar, it is it's pushing its way through right over Madisonville. So Madisonville getting a nice little downpour here this morning. Here's what it looks like on the radar here at this hour. So we've seen those showers and thunderstorms. We talked about the mountains in Sevier County. We've got, look at that, one little lonely cell that just says fire it up right there in Madisonville, Sequoia Estates along Highway 411, excuse me. And that stretches over towards the Hopewell Mill, Hopewell Springs area. When you loop this over the last 15 minutes, you can see how it just kind of fired up. So heads up, anybody that lives in Union Grove, McGee, Wellsville, Lanier, these showers could start to work their way into your area. And out towards, say, South Knoxville, nice little shower has also fired up here from Louisville to Lakemont, Beechwood, Arrowhead. That's going to work its way right over John Sevier Highway. And push its way right through South Knoxville. So see more, heads up. You may get a quick little shower, but nice to see the sun shining on a nice little thunderstorm in Monroe County this morning. Pretty cool little shot right there. Don't forget, you can always check in on those time lapses as well with the East Tennessee weather, online at easttnweather.com. Katrina says, Kimberly says, let's dance, shall we? I think we shall. It's 6:11, and we're going to talk about those national holidays for the day today. Let's get those national holidays on there, shall we? All right, here we go. Let's talk about those events for the day today. Of course, we're celebrating birthdays and events, and there are parades and events going on because today is June 19th, which is also known as Juneteenth. So if you're celebrating Juneteenth or heading off into the downtown areas to to attend some of those parades and events. Enjoy it, but watch out and make sure you track it with the interactive radar using the East Tennessee Weather app. It's going to be a great tool there. It's World Sauntering Day. Do you know what that is? World Sauntering Day. Good morning, Kathy. I think Kathy's been sauntering on the beaches of Florida. World Sauntering Day. Slow down. In fact, try moseying around on June 19th because today is World Sauntering Day. This Child National Day counters the attention given to jogging and encourages people to stroll, ramble, or just plain wander. Saunter is a slow style of walking while carrying a cheerful attitude, and I know Kathy's probably has that on the beach this morning. Right, Kathy? Oh, man. So World Sauntering Day. If you're going to, maybe slow that pace, slow your roll down just a little bit here today. All right. It's all June 10th, I said. It's National Watch Day. Are you big? I'll give a big shout out to the watch. Oops, that's the wrong one. Big shout out to the watch. Let's see if it says anything about the history of the watch. On June 19th, we learned about National Watch Day and recognized an industry that has been around for more than 500 years and still steadily evolving, i.e. the Apple Watch and all those smartwatches. The history of watches date back to the 15th and 16th century, by the way, with watches during this time period featuring only the hour hand. It wasn't until the 17th century that minutes and seconds were added to the features of the watch. Created initially for women, the design of the wristwatch were typically elegant pieces of jewelry and strictly worn by women. Men preferred to carry pocket watches because of the symbolism of being sophisticated and well-to-do. Wristwatches began the transition towards men during World War I, specifically soldiers, because the pocket watch was an impractical item for those wearing uniforms. Enveloped in history and nostalgia, watchmakers have crafted watches not only for telling time, but as a symbol of something personal. Watches present a statement of who we are. Different color bands, different style of watches. When we pass down these timepieces from generation to generation, they often become family heirlooms. My dad has a Rolex that is literally winds itself. It's like, I don't know, 100 years old. It's a really old Rolex that he still wears today, and he has worn for pretty much his entire life. It's National Free BSD Day. National Free BSD Day commemorates the launch date of the innovative technology that many of us use every single day. Join us as we explain more about this free and open source program that allows us to use our electronics. The open source operating system called the FreeBSD, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, developed out of the University of California in Berkeley in 1993. Billions of people around the globe use FreeBSD to teach operating system concepts at universities. Companies also develop products on FreeBSD, and universities use it as a research platform. There we go. See, the more you know. And it's also National Garfield Cat Day. Garfield Day. Do we need to say cat? Garfield Day. Garfield's awesome. Odie's awesome. The cartoons are awesome. And that, my friend, is like my childhood. Let's take it back out to Monroe County because that camera is really cool. There's that little thunderhead just developing off in the distance, working its way now towards, it's moved out of downtown Madisonville, moving towards Hopewell, Toqua, along and towards Alcoa Highway and towards the tail of the dragon. So next in line would probably be, places like Union Grove, Pumpkin Center, maybe the tail of the dragon. And then kind of working its way towards Greenback, Tellico Village, and maybe if it holds together, Maryville. Maybe next in line from that little cell that we see right there on the screen itself. I'll just leave that up. We'll take a couple of other views. We'll take you to downtown Clinton and Anderson County. A nice overcast start to the day, but no rainfall there. However, remember that we do have rain showers still hanging out with us across East Tennessee this morning. So those showers, you can track them again by scanning that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Showers and thunderstorms up towards the Tri-Cities area. And so we've got some heavier rain moving its way towards Tri-Cities, up towards Johnson City. Bluff City heads up, Spurgeon, Elizabeth. Elizabethton, I should say, Johnson City, and Telford. And these are moving their way through Del Rio, Hot Springs, North Carolina eventually, and also into the Smoky Mountain National Park with one little lonely shower in South Knoxville, over towards High Bluff, Seymour, Seven Islands, McMahon, and Midway. Kodak heads up there. And we've got another couple little lonely showers working their way towards Von Orr and Pumpkin Center and Greenback, Lanier, Happy Valley, and the Little Rock viewing platform possibly, with more on the way throughout the day today. There we go. We love Garfield, says Alex. Yeah. How could you not? Garfield's like the best. You know, he just gets to eat whatever he wants. He steals all the food. He does all the things. See, Mike, how's the weather going to be going to Nashville today? My daughter has to take my grandson to Monroe Carroll Hospital. So I think that we're going to have some scattered showers and thunderstorms. Kind of showed you that bigger picture, but I'll show it to you again just to give you an idea of what's going on back to our west. And there we go. So that's what's going on across the state right now, Eva. So the strongest storms are diving. You can't see that. Let's see. Let's do this. I'm operating on one computer and I have to look up to the other. There we go. That's what's going on right now in Middle Tennessee. So as you travel westbound on Interstate 40, of course, she's going to run into some showers and thunderstorms depending on what time she's leaving. If she's going here this morning, yeah, rain showers, but no major severe weather threat. It's just going to slow her down quite a bit here. Good morning, Jerry. How are you this morning? You named your umbrella Mike Witcher. I couldn't find it one time, and Brandy said, I couldn't get your Mike Witcher umbrella. I love it. I love it. Good morning, Miranda. How are you this morning? We got Pat. Let's see what else we got going on here. Love Odie and Garfield. So that's Katrina. Brian says, thanks, Mike. I turn the news off and enjoy the weather and this great platform. I'm not much on the news anymore these days. You and a lot of other folks there, Brian. You got to wear the watches, right? Can't really got to wear the watches. I've actually got mine in my pocket right now. I don't know why. I never put it on. Lisa says, me too. I only watch Mike. Oh, well, you guys are the best. Absolutely the best. My phone is my watch. Funny you say that, actually, Cheryl. I actually didn't wear a watch for a very long time because of that reason. But I feel like naked without a watch. I feel like I need to have one on. But here we are. Let's see if we have any great photos to pass along. We had some really cool ones that I posted on social media yesterday. So if you ever want to see these, you can come to social media and check them out. Oh, wow. We've got a lot of great new photos coming in. Let's come here. So, all right. There we go. So, Kathy, we're going to throw this up there on the screen for you. Let's make that big. There's the family. There's Kathy and her family enjoying some beach vacation time. Hubby, daughter. Remember the daughter and Kathy were wearing the East Tennessee Weather T-shirts yesterday. So great to see you and your family enjoying some good old vacation time. I'm glad you uploaded those photos. That was great to see. Let's see. We've got Bud Seegers also shared a great photo. We're just going to leave the radar up there, by the way, in between these photos so you can see what's going on. Here's one coming in from Bud Seegers. He says on this one, oops. He says rainbow over Douglas Lake. And he sent that one in yesterday at 8:39 p.m. And Elaine Ombre, behind the lens, great photographer, capturing this awesome view right there. And Elaine says on this one, she says sunset in Maryville tonight. This was also last night. So some pretty cool pictures that have been coming down. And some pretty cool. I think I showed you this yesterday. I also posted this on social media, but love to see like the good solid rain shafts off in the distance. Look at that. Just love to see how it's like. Look at that. Somebody's getting dumped on over there in the just off in the distance. But we did end up with a nice sunset last night. And again, those rain showers are going to be with us here through the day today. It is now 6:21. We've gotten all through all the pictures. It's Friday Eve. Is Erin even on here? Did she even say anything about Friday Eve yet? A little late, but morning all. Good morning, Dustin. How are you this morning? I love a good mechanical watch. Yeah, I do too, actually. The fact of the matter is they really never run out of batteries. You love your watch? Feel naked without it. Here we are. Yay! The app worked great at the beach. Sweet, Alex. It told us every time lightning was near. That is awesome. And again, don't forget about that if you're joining on Facebook or on YouTube to scan that QR code in the bottom right-hand side of the screen and download the East Tennessee Weather app. That will take you to the website online. I've got links at the top of the website for Android and iPhone. And did I get the picture of you and me? I did not. Anyways, the interactive radar is going to really help you out. And also, I did not get the picture of you and me. I don't know where that would be, but I don't have it. But if I find it, Kimberly, if I find it or see it come down, I will definitely let you know. And we'll share that tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday. And that is awesome. Josh says, do you think Crossville will get any rain this morning? Yes, absolutely. Look at the rain back to our west. So those showers and thunderstorms right now are just, hour away or so. About an hour away from you, I would imagine, somewhere around that time frame. Now, do we see a lot of severe weather in Crossville? No, not necessarily. I don't think that's really going to be the case here this morning. A couple strong thunderstorms, some strong gusty winds, and some good solid downpours. But again, let me switch over to the Nashville radar. That'll give you a better depiction of how that radar is really looking. There we go. So that gives you a better idea of how the rain's going to be moving into your area. So I'll show you the future scan. Here we go. I'll just show you the future scan. And here's the future scan, picking up on what's going on out there right now. So here we go. We'll take you over the next 2 hours. This is 2-hour future scan. So you can see by 7 o'clock, it's going to be working its way into Cookeville. As we get into the 7:30 hour, it's probably coming along the Cumberland Plateau for Fentress and Cumberland County. And as we get into the 8 o'clock hour, so it's 6:23, as we get into the 8 o'clock hour, next couple of hours, I think these storms will start to fire up and work their way across the Cumberland Plateau. So just a couple more hours there. The Cumberland Plateau, Josh, will get the rain, then it slides its way into the valley, then the mountain counties. If we can get the atmosphere to recover, then we're going to see more showers and thunderstorms this afternoon and this evening as a cold front comes on through. Potentially 3 rounds, with round number 1 coming through parts of East Tennessee right now, round number 2 coming through in the next, say 3 or 4 hours, and then round number 3, maybe, with the cold front later on this evening, before the dry air starts to settle on in and we start to see improving weather conditions. So, again, a stormy day today, but hot summer June weather is on the way as we wrap up the week. As we get into the weekend, make some sort of outdoor plans here this weekend to be at the lake, at the pool, splash pads, splash country, Soaky Mountain, the rivers, tubing. Let's get all the industries in there, right? River rat. What else do we have down there? Let's throw them all out there. They're not paying me yet. But stormy today, hot summer weather is on the way. I'm going to take you back outside before we wrap things up here this morning and show you that nice little thunderstorm down into Monroe County that is continuing the weekend, but moving its way towards Union Grove and Pumpkin Center as we speak. A nice little morning thunderhead in Monroe County, moving into Blount County. Track the rain, interactive radar using the East Tennessee Weather app. Grab the umbrellas for the day today and sunscreen and air conditioning as we get into the upcoming weekend. Of course, I'll send you back to the 24-hour weather channel. You'll get your latest forecast right there front and center on the East Tennessee Weather app if you're joining on the app this morning. If you're joining on Facebook and YouTube, we'll kind of shut things down here this morning, but don't forget I've got more weather updates at noon and 6 o'clock today. All right, my friends, it's 6:25. Have a great day. Be safe, be kind to each other. Life is short. See you back here tomorrow.